It's Papa John's Friday Night Rivals presented by Arthritis Knee Pain Centers. Wake Forest hosting undefeated Leesville Road. It's the Cougars in the Pride as we invade the Cougars Den here tonight. Patrick Johnson, Jay Sunholder. We'll hear from Madison Little in just a little bit. Leesville Road, one of 70 undefeated teams that remain in high school football in the state. How are they getting it done?
Patrick, it's because of the complementary football they've played with their defense creating turnovers, their offense protecting the ball, taking shots when they see fit. Their special teams doing a solid job as well.
It's been a tough year for Wake Forest, Sonny. 1-3 start, very un-Cougar-like. Reggie Lucas's team is battling a lot of injuries.
Well, they're going to lean on their veteran leaders to really help out here tonight, and they played a tough non-conference schedule, but there's been signs, there's been progress, and their seniors have really played at a high level.
All right, let's talk about Sonny's stars to watch, players to watch, and we'll start with DeAndre Goldston, the signal caller for Leesville Road.
One of the best quarterbacks in the area. He can get outside the pocket and use his legs. He's got a strong arm, and here tonight, the number one key is with his 4 wide receivers, making sure he distributes the football and trying to attack the middle of the field. But he's a leader for this Leesville Pride program and has had a great career. Over on the other side for Wake Forest, Micah Olu plays offense and defense. As a running back, he can run in between the tackles with power. He'll get outside on the edge and hit you with the speed for the home run shots. And on the defensive side, he's a hard hitter and really enforcer on the back end.
If you look at the keys of the game, they're kind of similar.
Yeah, both coaches have the same recipe for success. For Leesville Road and Wake Forest, it's about protecting the football, winning the turnover battle. And on both sides, each coach said, hey, listen, we can't give up the big play over the top. We want to try to keep everything in front of us.
Madison Little has more on last year's epic matchup. Madison?
Well, Leesville Road, they're hunting their first win over Wake Forest since 2019, but don't let that fool you. This is always a great non-conference matchup. Last season, 24-24 at the end of regulation, forcing the first overtime of the night. Both teams able to reach the end zone in that one, leading to overtime number 2. That one would go in favor of the Cougars, able to reach the end zone and get a big stop defensively. But this is a new season, and that means new variables. For example, Wake Forest, they're missing some key pieces tonight in Leesville Road. Well, Coach told us before the game that they have all 4 receivers starting and available for the first time all season tonight. So we'll see how this one unfolds when we come back with all the Friday Night Rivals action right after this.
Cougar fans are ready. The student body is. Venerable Trentini Stadium in Wake Forest. Patrick Johnson, Jay Sunholter. Really nice night for football. Nice to have some dry weather after all the downpours this week. In fact, both teams were limited in practice this week because of the rain. Wake Forest won the toss. They've deferred to the second half, and they're going to have Evan Helfrich set to kick, the senior. Carr and Perry. Perry, the near part of your screen there, the sophomore Carr. Carr averaging over 13 yards a return on kicks, 21.5 for Perry, and we have the NC Safe kickoff. It will come down and be taken at the 1-yard line. Perry with the return across the 15 before he's tackled at the 17. So 16 on the pickup there. NC Safe, if you own a gun, lock it up. Together, let's keep North Carolina safe. Leesville Road to come out with DeAndre Goldston. There's Jim Bob Bryant with the glasses on his nose. He is one of a handful of past head coaches on this Leesville staff. Won 3 titles at Havelock and a bit of an offensive guru. Well-traveled, but is now at Leesville calling the plays. Really high on Goldston.
Oh, they love their quarterback. DeAndre's just had a great career, and what a start to his senior year. And just excited about his production and his potential, too, at the next level.
Madison noted it in the open. First time this year they've had all 4 of their receivers healthy. We'll see how they hang in there tonight as Goldston will motion the running back Barnes, and we've already got a bit of an inauspicious start here. A delay of game. Not what you want on the first snap.
Well, mistakes happen sometimes, but, early on in the season, everybody talks about penalties early on, but this is the point in the season where, a couple games under your belt, you want to try to limit your mistakes.
So Barnes, the shifty runner, lines up offset from Goldston. Little show and go. Pretty pass to the 35. Cutting in at the 40-yard line. What a reception from Jaden Lee Perry, the sophomore. His 5th grab of the year. And that'll take him out to the 46-yard line. Big pickup there. Papa John's starting lineup. And that is the Wake Forest offense. We'll see them in a minute. There it is. Goldston. And that big completion a moment ago to Perry, Huffman, his brother Devin Goldston, Jaden Gary. And you see the line there. That line is anchored by the 6'6", 280-pound senior left guard Austin Winslow. Papa John's defensive lineup. And this is for the Wake Forest Cougars. It's been something they can hold on to for a number of years. And it's a banged-up group, Sonny, but on the back, they really like the athleticism.
Very athletic. They're hard hitters in the secondary, and there's veterans in that front seven. This 3-4 defense and a lot of power on the defensive line.
Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's bringing you our starting lineup with that completion of several yards as they run it on second down. Goldston goes over 3,000 yards of total offense in his career, and he's closing in on 3,000 career passing yards as well. So the handoff went to Barnes, comes in with 238 on the ground, has not scored in the last couple of games, but Goldston will come over, and we've got an injured player down, banged up. And we're going to take a timeout here early. 10:38 to go here in the first. It is our game of the week, FNR on a Friday night from Wake Forest. Papa John's Friday Night Rivals presented by Arthritis Knee and Pain Centers. That is Nico Hunter getting help off, one of the reserves. Boy, 12 players, including 9 starters, have been injured for this Wake Forest team to start 2024.
Yeah, it's just been unfortunate, and hopefully Nico will be okay. It's tough for him right now getting helped off the field, but this beginning of the year, it's just so many of their players have had to battle through the injuries.
Already a big reception for Perry tonight as you look at Reggie Lucas. Longtime coach here at Wake Forest, 176 victories, graduated from Wake Forest, and is his 16th year as the head coach of the program. He's won state championships. Reggie's always got a quip. And they're always well coached, no matter where they are. They have big numbers always. And this is not the start Reggie or Wake Forest wants, but they're one of the clubs, they always get better as the year goes on.
He's been the pillar of this program and cares about his players on the field and off the field, and such a great role model for his team.
Air Experts Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. First down a moment ago. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com. The catch along the sideline by Gary, who had been banged up with a hamstring. More on Coach. Here's Madison Little.
Yeah, you mentioned played here, and he has a lot of pride in this team and this community. He told me when he left for college trying to figure out what he wanted to do earlier in his life, he found himself wanting to come back here. So following his playing days at Lenore Rhine, he came home and was quickly convinced to get into coaching. He joined the staff in 1995, stayed under multiple head coaches until it was time for him to step up in 2009. He says he never once doubted this is where he's meant to be. And guys, he has no plans of ever going anywhere. The pride of Coach Lucas in this community is palpable. Back to you guys.
That was incomplete along the sideline as the receiver stepped out on first down. Second down, they pick up yardage with Barnes, and now a 3rd and 5 from the plus 38. Yeah, his wife, a retired administrator, credited Earl Smith with keeping him on staff when Coach Smith took things over here. Go up the middle, does Leesville there. Going to get it down to the 36 as they hammer it up inside. So, Sonny, is this a 4th down opportunity?
Well, yeah, 3rd and medium there. You go with the running play and confidence in your offensive line when you run the ball. And looks like they're going to decide what to do here, whether you bring out the kicking unit. Looks like special teams units coming out on the field.
So it appears they're going to punt. Ryan Huffman, the senior, who's also a receiver, handles the punting duties. Key to this will be, can he angle it and pin Wake Forest deep? Wake Forest has a myriad of returners, and that is Olu, who Sonny talked about in the open. Little rugby-style kick. Olu will watch it sail over his head into the end zone. So that'll be a touchback. And it'll give Wake Forest some pretty good starting field position. We were on the field about 35, 45 minutes ago. We were looking at Joe Anderson, not the original starter at quarterback. Kayvon Simmons hurt early in the year. The Duke commit out with an ACL, and we'll talk about that tonight. Anderson, though, I think physically looks really good. He throws a good ball, and you're real impressed with this offense of this team on film.
Yeah, 6'5", 200 pounds, and a lot of experience and close relationship with Simmons. And here, start off with the running play, but when you watch Joe on film in this offense, a lot of talent for the Cougars throwing the ball as well as running it.
Josh Bassnight running for the first down. Papa John's starting lineup. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. Olu, you talked about him, but they've got Cook, they've got Norris, Herb Pringle, Perry, a big body at tight end to throw some blocks. They've done a little bit of everything with this offense, even in this year, as it's very little yardage, I should say, for Olu. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. Now defensively, this is a defense that is allowing just over 10 points per game. They've got some studs, White, Bullard, Lennon, Riordan. Shaw is a great player. Matthews, and then their secondary's young, but they're coached by Derek Johnson, who's coached at the FCS level with Towson. A lot of experience on this Wake Forest staff, Leesville staff. And they're going the wrong way are the red-clad Cougars. And this is going to bring up third down and an eternity here as Olu really not successful on a pair of runs. Third down and 13. Pringle is split out. Little orbit motion. They'll play action there. Deep ball down the field. Nice grab at the 30. It is going to be brought in by Josh Norris. He lined up as one of the wingbacks and came down and made a great catch with the defender draped on him.
And Norris is so versatile in this offense, playing running back, wide receiver, one-on-one, route on the outside, straight go. Joe Anderson lofts it. Perfect throw right into the lap of Norris, and he just took off, and that's the spark.
Got a step on the free safety Walker Hackerim, and that is a first down. Air Experts Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com. That handoff on the play action gave him just enough time to freeze the defense, didn't it? Looks like Wake Forest is going to burn a timeout. So they'll come back, have a fresh set of downs at the plus 27 in Leesville territory. When we come back, it's Papa John's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Arthritis Knee Pain Centers. So earlier in the week when we had our coaches meeting, Ben Kolstad, who calls the defense for Leesville, said no explosion plays. Big hit here early in this game, and it sets up Wake Forest with a scoring opportunity. Olu, and Micah Olu with a nice move as he gets free, bursts through a tackle, spins inside the 15. Powerful running by the sophomore.
And Olu so quick. See, he's just patient there, sees the hole develop, then the jump cut, and then the power here, finishing off the run, refusing to go down.
We're told he had a broken finger. Does it look like he has a cast on, Sonny?
Yeah, over on that left hand.
Kind of a glove, right? Into the blue zone go the Wake Forest Cougars. And that is for UNC and GoHeels.com. That time, Olu could not elude the grasp of Dawson Dilley. Dilley was a late addition to the starting lineup, the converted offensive lineman, but you'll see him and the junior Cody Bullard most of the night. 3rd and 2 upcoming. Make it 3rd and 11, I beg your pardon. 2nd down. Thank you, Paul. The throw, Bassnight, bobbled it, and now it'll be 3rd and long. Bassnight defensively, the free safety Hackerim was there.
And this Leesville defense inside the 20, they've been so good this year, keeping teams out of the end zone. This swing pass just kind of slips out of the hands, comes up with a big 3rd down, and the biggest key here is for Wake Forest, no sacks. You're in field goal range. Of course, you want to pick this up. You figure Ben Kolstad in this defense, he calls the plays, is going to bring pressure.
Coming from the backside. Oh, what a bullet to the end zone. Is it fumbled or incomplete? It is going to be down at the 1. So Herb Pringle, if that stands, picks up a first down. Boy, what a laser thrown that time. Nice pickup.
The offensive line holding up, and Pringle brings it all the way in, secures it. See their tough catch, brings it in, and as he hits the ground, the ball bounces away.
Daniel Lovelace Davis thought that should have been deemed no catch. So now first and goal from the 1. We have a marker. Lovelace Davis, that is a freshman. That'll be a defensive illegal substitution, so Coach Kolstad can't be happy with this start.
Looks like they're going to take a timeout to bring the team over to the sideline, regroup. Wake Forest picking up 2 key third down conversions. They're inside the 5.
Anderson looked really good last week on the final drive, completing 4 of 5, and those were the kind of passes he was completing. He's got a good arm. Had a touchdown pass, completed a 3rd and 16, but they wound up losing to Southern Durham as they had a 30-yard field goal attempt blocked with 10 seconds to go.
And for Wake Forest this week, how do you respond after a tough game against Southern Durham with the injuries? I like the response, and you know with this program, they're always going to find a way to come back every week and learn from the past ball game. And this Leesville team, you know, Patrick, what a start they've had, and just been so impressed with them, and really think this game tonight's going to be one of those great games that goes into the 4th quarter.
High snap, bobbled, and it's going to be yardage lost back to the 5. Check in on the sidelines of Madison Little.
Yeah, we saw Nico Hunter being helped off the field earlier. It's that left hamstring. He's getting attention from the medical team in the tent right now, but ice on that left hamstring, so unlikely that he will return to this game. Another tough loss for the Cougars.
Yeah, a lot of injuries. Marquez Wilbert is in now for Coach Lucas's team. He was at the back and had a problem with the exchange. Orbit handoff. Olu spun down at the 1-yard line. So it's going to bring up 3rd and goal.
And Ivan Brazo, the offensive coordinator for Wake Forest, does a really good job in the running game with the different play calls, mixing and matching the power, the counters, and the motions. Another big 3rd down coming up.
Nice stand by the Leesville defense. And getting there to him, Will Matthews, the freshman outside backer.
And the potential of Matthews coming in with this production he's shown as a freshman. Excited to see what he does throughout his career, just beating the block up front. Quick first step getting in the backfield.
Gavin Lennon led the way, though, with some help from Matthews. Little confusion on what they're going to do here. Looks like they're going to go for a touchdown.
An aggressive mindset. And then in one of those key factors in the front 7. Nice play.
Taking a lot of time off with this opening drive. Olu does not break. No, he did break the plane. All right. How about that? Late signal, but it is an Original Grills touchdown for Micah Olu. His 3rd overall touchdown of the year. Original Grills, elevate your grill game.
Relentless effort, just the drive, the want to. And Coach Lucas talked with us about how hard Olu works and his talent in there. Falls forward just enough. He knew where the goal line was. Got enough push to get across.
Been a rough start for Helfrich kicking. Got a good one away, but a flag flies in. And that'll be a procedure penalty. He'll back him up. Looks like they'll kick it again. One of the other things, Herb Pringle's doing the holding. One of the players hurt, Landon Misnick, out with an injury. He was the original holder. So that's something, too, that Helfrich's had to deal with and their special teams operation has had to deal with. Here's Pringle. Back him up 5. Nice job by Pringle to get it down. That's a little lower, but it lines through. So the PAT counts, and it's 7-0. Cougars here at home.
Wake Forest coming through with the 3rd down conversions, finding a way to get in the end zone, and then going for it on 4th down, getting that push. This was the drive, the start that they were looking for to begin the game.
Forest has been involved in some intense battles already. Lost to Clayton on opening night by 2 scores, but then defeated South Garner on a Monday. Came back on the 6th, shut out by Southeast Raleigh, 28-zip, and then last week the heartbreak. Both these teams will have next week as a bye before they begin their respective conference slates. We've talked about it all week. You thought this had the makings of being a really competitive game tonight.
I did, and just because you've got 2 outstanding coaches, 2 of the best, and Ben Kolstad and Reggie Lucas, and their teams are always disciplined, they're always talented, and you know they're coached the right way, and each side has a lot of respect for each other. Last year, overtime ball game, and these squads meet, you just figure it's going to be the game that goes down to the wire.
Coach Lucas, old school, no headset. Evan Helfrich. Another kickoff for the senior. He handles all of their kicking duties, including punting. NC safe kickoff. As this one will be driven. 2-yard line. Here comes Perry again. Perry across the 20. Finds a seam and then gets stacked at the 25-yard line. That was a nice open field tackle by Norris on special teams. If you own a gun, lock it up. Together, let's keep North Carolina safe. Stay tuned for the medical game plan brought to you by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services. Alongside Jay Sonholter, the former ECU tight end, I'm Patrick Johnson. Madison Little patrolling our sidelines. Leesville had a promising offensive start, but things got kind of in the mud for him there. What are you going to look for on this second possession of the contest?
Well, they're able to take a shot down the field, and
Goldston completes it out near the sticks.
And with the wide receiver talent for the Pride, I think they're going to continue their offensive line protecting. If you get that protection, give a clean pocket to Goldston, they're going to continue to take those shots. And nice pass to the outside and good connection there with Brandon Davis.
Herb Pringle playing both ways as a backup in the secondary. They're experts heating and cooling. First down. Underneath they go this time on the little drag route. Perry with room. Perry will get out of bounds, and that should take Goldston over 3,000 career passing yards.
And there's 3 deep routes, and then the underneath crossing route concept there, and Goldston has plenty of time. Late defender gets in his face, but open field right in the middle, hits his wide receiver in stride.
Down to the 40-yard line. Goldston came in completing 62%, 14 out of 25 last week, a couple of scores, 217 yards. This time, however, Goldston goes down to a sack as he'll be brought down by the outside backer, Jaden Debnam, sophomore.
Another talented sophomore for the Cougars, flies in off the edge. And this defense for Ivan Brazo, like to have those hard edges, power players that can get in the backfield, and strong interior defensive line.
Into triple coverage, it's knocked away. Defensively, Pringle was there with some help from Norris. And they tried to work the football to one of their top receivers and playmakers on the outside. Nice opportunity for Jaden Gary, but he could not drag it in. Actually, that's Goldston, Devin Goldston. He had 48 catches last year, did Devin Goldston. Comes in tonight with 16, leading or second on the team. 3rd and 9. Tough ball, incomplete. Had a man in his face to Goldston, so that made it a little difficult. And now 4th and 9, they'll punt. Wanted Huffman. I don't think Wake Forest was blitzing there. I just think they had some guy, one of their linemen, get through and put pressure on.
Similar position on the field. A couple big plays for the Pride, just not able to move it past the 40.
So 3 of 6 for 60 yards, so he's not quite there yet, Goldston. Over 3,000, nearing in. Nice coverage downfield. Did they keep it from going in? No, they didn't. They got downfield, but they could not get there in enough time to prevent the touchback. Wisely, Olu let it go. So the Cougars come out. They've had a good game plan here tonight so far, and let's see what Anderson does. They'll mix in some run, but the run's got to be his friend tonight, don't you think?
Yeah, it's got to be complimentary football, and there's Jamie Holland giving the play from Glendon Dillard, the offensive coordinator, to Joe Anderson.
He's a Wake Forest alum himself.
Yeah, and a lot of strong relationships and veteran coaches on this staff.
Sonny, you look back, they had a wild 6-year stretch of success, 84-4 back between 2014 and 2019. One of those programs that's still, in a way, maybe trying to find their footing since COVID. But during that stretch where they won 3 state titles, they won 35 straight games here at Wake Forest.
Yeah, just an amazing run and memorable years. And year in, year out, though, this team is in the playoffs and one of the best in the state.
Coming around again is Bass Knight looking for blockers, and Bass Knight gets positive yardage on 2nd and long. Really nice run, got about 4. So now 3rd down. See if they run a play or if they're just going to let it expire here in the first. Looks like we'll get our next Wake Forest snap in the second, and it will be a 3rd down. Cougars with the lead here at home as Reggie Lucas talks to his 6'5" senior QB. They'll run 3rd down when we come back on FNR. A couple weeks ago, Wake Forest had just 19 yards rushing total against Southeast Raleigh, 24 in the first.
Yeah, offensive line doing a nice job getting to the second level. That's going to be the key tonight, is mixing in that run, set up the pass.
This has been a problem down at times for this Wake offense. Receiver screen, spinning out of the tackle is Bass Knight fighting for yardage, but he's not going to be there. Nice job to wrap him up. Good tackle. That is the free safety, Hackerim, who's been in on a lot of plays so far tonight. Well, they want to make Wake Forest earn it. Cougars look good on that drive, but they're going to have to punt here with Helfrich in to handle the duties. Got it away. Good bounce. And it's going to roll down to the 41. So it's going to be a 35-yard punt. Pretty good field position for Leesville Road to start this drive. Really good field position. They're actually going to down it at the 43. So great opportunity here for Goldston and this team to get on track offensively.
Yeah, and their defense doing the job in this offense. There's been good signs. They've had some big plays through the air. They're going to try to establish the run with Barnes, and the young sophomores had a heck of a start to his season.
They're averaging 42 points per ball game. That's a nice first down run. If you can establish that on first down, it just opens things up in a dramatic way.
And they love the production of Barnes. And Ben Kolstad really likes his young sophomore running back. He's quick, shifty, He's got the speed to take it the distance.
Leesville in the white, Wake Forest in the all red. Barnes, who had 60 yards last week, gets another call. This time kicks it out. First down, running more. Takes it to the 30, and he'll get it down inside the 25-yard line. He'll rumble all the way down from the 49. They're going to say stepped out at the 26, but that is a 23-yard scamper, largest running play of the night.
He stays patient, waits for his line to set up their blocks, and then just explodes. Got to the outside, and he's so difficult to defend once he gets to the second level.
Air Experts, heating, cooling, and plumbing, first down. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com. Goldston wanted to throw, now will adjust, dumps it underneath, has the running back Barnes. And Barnes with another first down as he moves the chains to the 10.
Ben Kolstad talked to us about Barnes and that he's a complete running back. He can run it, and also he can catch it. Really good hands. There's Goldston's ability to maneuver out of the pocket, keeps his eyes up, and finds Barnes.
Takes it down to the 9, so they are firmly in the UNC blue zone. GoHeels.com. Goldston through the air and threw it incomplete. A little bit of a cross-up there with him and his receiver. They discuss it. I think that was Gary he was trying to work it to. Evan Goldston split out to the bottom of your screen there. DeAndre leads his receiver. It is caught out of the backfield by Barnes into the end zone. Give him 6. It's an Original Grills touchdown for Leesville Road. Original Grills, elevate your grill game.
High-level execution in the red zone, the pride. As DeAndre Goldston scans the field, finds Barnes again. There's the hands and the shiftiness to get away from the defender and dives in the end zone.
Jake Bendel is the kicker, perfect on his PAT tries, the 6-foot, 155-pound senior. Out of the hold of Evan List. 24 out of 24 now, and we're tied at 7 with 9 minutes and 57 seconds to go. It's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Papa John's and presented by Arthritis Knee Pain Centers. All right, time now for your Leaf Acura game summary for the first quarter. Leaf Acura in Raleigh.
Each side has had moments on the offensive end. The passing for Wake Forest, a couple big plays on third down pickups, and for Leesville Road, starting to get their ground game going, each side protecting the football in the first quarter.
Those 86 yards passing have now brought Goldston within 5 of 3,000 passing yards in his career. And you see him conferring with his OC there, Jim Bob Bryant. First time kicking off in this game for Bendel, who's got 3 touchbacks and 31 kickoff attempts this year. Wake Forest has 3 back to try and return it. Short kick on the NC Safe kickoff, a fair catch called for. It'll be brought in at the 31-yard line. So here comes the Wake Forest offense. Joe Anderson taking over for Kayvon Simmons, Madison.
Comes with high expectations. He's filling the shoes of Kayvon Simmons, who's out for the season. And Joe's entire team is rallying around him. His teammates rooting for him, excited he even gets this opportunity. Coach Lucas doing his best to reassure Joe, constantly reminding him of his talent and his ability to be in this position. And especially Kayvon, who I don't see here tonight, but is acting as that coach in practices as he focuses on his recovery. He was able to watch last week's game from home following his surgery, and we have a huge fumble right there, so.
Olu coughed it up, and Leesville Road pounces on the football, so it'll be a turnover, and it'll give Leesville excellent field position inside the 45 of the 42 in Wake Forest territory.
Well, it's Gavin Lennon and Evan Brown, the sophomore defensive back, number 80. There's number 6, creating that strip, and Ben Kolstad in his defense have been so good at turning teams over this year. They get a big one.
You take a shot at the end zone here? Nope, they stay on the ground instead. So that'll bring up second down after a healthy gain. A lot of coaches like to take a shot on that quick exchange on the turnover.
And they keep it on the ground, and their running game along with the offensive line really getting in a groove on the last drive.
Coming into tonight, they were averaging over 5 yards a carry on offense. 144.3 rushing as a team. Big hole again for Barnes. Barnes with a nice cut. Barnes banging his way inside the 15-yard line. And Barnes with a 24-yard scamper. And he takes it into the UNC blue zone. UNCGoHeels.com.
He's so difficult in the open field in a one-on-one tackling situation. It's impossible to bring down. You've got to bring multiple hats over to knock him out.
Jet sweep. They'll pass it. Utilizing one of the receivers. That's Donovan Best into the game, actually at running back. They'll line him up all over. Best is a sophomore as well. He had 82 yards and a touchdown earlier in the year against Wakefield.
And this is a young Leesville Pride team, only 13 seniors. Junior and sophomore class, very talented, making an impact tonight.
Gain of 5 from the 10. Goldston lost his footing almost, kept his balance, and got rid of the ball wisely. Was having some pressure put on him. But his offensive line, by and large, has done a pretty good job of holding up here tonight defensively. That was Dylan Balkus, one of the reserves, trying to get to him. And Kolstad working that gum. They've had injuries themselves. 3 different players with ACLs in the program. Goldston lined up. They'll flick it back to him. He'll throw for the corner. Caught! Touchdown! The reception by Jaden Gary, his 5th grab of the year. And that will be an Original Grills touchdown for the Pride. Original Grills, elevate your grill game. What a play.
Now this play called by Jim Bob Bryant, bringing Goldston back into the backfield. He's lined up as a wide receiver and then getting the loft on the ball to find Jaden Gary going up, high pointing it with the defender draped all over him. Just outstanding work hauling in the touchdown.
Bindell to try the extra point. 14-7, and Goldston with 91 yards passing, 3,000 in his career. And he gets his 14th touchdown pass of the year.
And they've got a strong connection. Last year, 65 catches for Gary. Now a senior, he's a track star as well. His brother Josiah was in the program, and those two finding each other. The offensive line protecting, great play call inside the red zone.
They hammered Heritage last week, 31-0. Gary had 8 receptions for 129 yards and a score. So the senior getting on the board and giving his team a lead here at Wake Forest. Olu going back along with Bass Knight and Amari Cook. They'll be the 3 that'll be back to receive. Bindell on the NC safe kickoff takes it the short way again. Caught inside the 25. On the return, Norris. This time he takes the football out to the 43-yard line. Nice 18-yard return by Norris. If you own a gun, lock it up. Together, let's keep North Carolina safe. Well, stay tuned for the U.S. Army halftime report. We'll have this week's Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athletes, interviews, highlights, and more. The United States Army, be all you can be. .14 unanswered for Leesville Road. They score off the Wake Forest turnover. Pitch going to Olu. Chased down, but running away from the tackler. Boy, what a fine job there to get away from Sam White before he was pushed out over on the far sideline. Really nice work there. Leesville seeing Christian Shaw escorting him out.
Multiple players forcing Olu to get to the outside. Staying in position, discipline, gap defense.
Breaking through is Olu. First down and some more into Leesville territory. Nicely done by Olu. Takes it from the 45-yard line down to the 37. So that's an 18-yard run, the longest of the night for Olu.
And not a lot of room to operate. He has that second gear where he can just take off once he sees the hole developing. Gets down the sideline.
Riordan pulled him out. Air Experts, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing first down. And a reminder to schedule your fall tune-up today at airexperts.com.
Walker Hackerham coming up, a one-on-one tackling situation. Stays low. He moves all over the field, playing on the back end. Talented player. He's a senior. Went through all those battles for this Pride team throughout the years.
Oh, off the hands that time of Norris. It's one of those when you look back and you're the senior Norris, you got to hang on to it.
And the offensive line protecting up front, giving Anderson plenty of time to throw the ball. There's the group. And injuries have been a big piece of this whole team, especially along the offensive line, moving and rotating guys around to find the best five that are healthy.
Justin Ware is out with a foot injury, most notably. It's going to be a Wake timeout. They had one too many on the field. So we'll break with them with inside of 7 minutes to go in the first half from Wake Forest. It's Leesville leading on the road over the Cougars. Folks, stay tuned for the medical game plan. It's brought to you by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services. Patrick Johnson, Jay Sunalder, Madison Little. Great crew here tonight. FNR, the big rivalry game next week. 7 o'clock here on MyRDC. Apex and Cary.
It's a long-standing rivalry.
Went down to the nitty-gritty in a monsoon last year.
It was a hurricane.
Yeah. There's a throw, incomplete. Got crossed up, again wanted Norris. A couple of defenders there, including West and Lovelace Davis. A little bit of a no man's land here, so on 4th and 9, they'll have to go for it looks like.
And Anderson has a strong arm, and Glendon Dillard, the offensive coordinator for Wake Forest, has been here at the school since 2011, third year as the OC. He's had success on 3rd and 4th down situations.
Big Brandon Davis, one of the receivers out there. Gonna throw, and it's gonna be intercepted. Pressure was being put on. White was one of those back there. And it's going to be the interception, 3rd of the year, thrown by Anderson. Coming up with the pick is Riordan, the senior.
Excellent job there. He just sits in zone coverage. There's the pressure.
Well, I don't know if he got it. Either way, it would have been Leesville ball, but actually, with it being called an INT where it was, it drops Leesville back where they would have taken over. Good for Riordan, though, as he comes up with the pick. How about this, Sonny? They're now plus 10 on the turnover margin on defenses. Leesville, their 12th takeaway of the year. And they go right back on the ground with Barnes. That is also their 8th interception as a secondary.
Yeah, it's been amazing. And Ben Kolstad and that defense has really set up the offense with great field position many times, and they've already had 2 shutouts out of the 4 games, 2 shutouts on the year. So the defense has been a big key to their success.
2 turnovers for Wake Forest in this game tonight. Second down and 6 from the 29. Goldston came in 66 out of 106 on the year. Little stutter step. There goes Barnes. Good night. Book it. 40, 30. Nobody's going to catch him, or are they? Is he in? Yes, he is. Great hustle, but unable to pull him down. Cook did everything he could, but you can count it as an original Grills touchdown, the second of the night for Barnes. This time it's via the ground game. Original Grills, elevate your grill game.
Well, the offensive line sets the initial blocks up front, and then one of the key blocks was by Devin Goldston, DeAndre's brother, in the secondary. And then how about this hustle from Amari Cook, almost able to bring down Barnes before he gets across the goal line. Here's that track speed from Barnes just taking off. Big play.
PAT, no good. Barnes had gone the last 2 games without finding pay dirt. A little bit of a high snap, did all they could, and Wake Forest blocks it. It's going to be the first missed point after this year for Bindell, but that was really due to the snap. But how about Barnes? A touchdown receiving tonight. And Akshar Barnes, who was injured last season, punches it in on a big run to make it 20-7.
For the last 2 drives, he's really taken over. We've seen it all. His hands, his blocking ability, tough yards in between the tackles, and then that ability to take it the distance and really turn on the Jets. He's a complete player, only a sophomore. What a start to his career for the Pride.
Well, as Madison told you in the open, a double overtime between these 2 last year. And in that game, the Cougars actually led 21-14, up 14-7. Kayvon Simmons had the 9-yard run for a touchdown in the second overtime, and Wake Forest broke up a Goldston pass to win it. False start had pushed Leesville back. Xavier Lewis now at Roseville had a huge 3rd down sack. His time expired in regulation of that one. NC safe kickoff, bobbled, picked up at the 20. Here's a good return and an opportunity here. No, they fumbled the ball again. And it was Olu coughing it up, and he dived back on it this time. Boy, ball security has been an issue.
Ball just slips out and goes up the middle. Really good return. This Leesville special teams unit just going after the ball, knocking it loose. And there's the scramble for it. Another man down for Wake Forest.
Got to give credit there to Braden Arrington, the junior, who got his hand in there and jarred the ball loose. Matthew Nolte being attended to. So Riordan with the interception. This last year with an ACL. Fought his way back. And now they have scored 20 unanswered, and Wake Forest has contributed with a couple of turnovers.
Well, those turnovers has been the big factor with Leesville having success. Also, too, with their running game going, it's opened up the passing attack.
Talked about undefeated teams in our open. Leesville is one of them at 4-0. In the area, one of 7 matchups of unbeatens going on tonight. Number 8, Cleveland at Corinth Holders. Both are 3-0. It's a really good start for the Pirates, but Cleveland coming in, you know, that is a big-time JoCo battle, and they'll be fired up.
Well, Corinth, you're right, the surprise there, and that's is a big test for them with Cleveland being one of the best in the state year in and year out. Be interesting to see the outcome of that ball game.
Clayton 3-0 at Fuquay Varina. So a little bit of a different offense to deal with there.
The option offense at Fuquay.
Yep. And then Millbrook 3-0. They're at surprisingly excellent 3-1 in Sanderson. Sanderson's off to a very nice start. Now, Millbrook last week hammered Broughton 45-14. Lamar Marshall, his 100th career coaching victory.
And we saw one of his victories earlier on Friday Night Rivals against Garner. Very impressive with the win on the road that the Wildcats had.
Oh, it's been a tough year as far as the injuries go. Tough for Leesville, too. We mentioned 3 players have had knee injuries, but I tell you, for Wake Forest, already a player out in this game, came in with 12 that have sustained injuries this year. It has just been a tough year here along Stadium Drive.
And you feel for the players and for the team because these guys work so hard in the offseason. You never want to have an injury. It just seems like, unfortunately, they've had a lot this year, and hopefully some of these guys will be able to get back and be healthy. But I know it's been tough, and they've had to overcome a lot of adversity.
So the Wake Forest sideline taking a knee, kind of a solemn moment here in this game with 6:18 to go. Wake Forest jumped out 7-0 on a really good opening drive for them after holding Leesville on the initial drive of the game, but then Leesville came back to tie it up and have reeled off 3 possessions in a row offensively where they have scored. So some pictures to those words I just told you about here, Sonny, how we've gotten to this point here in the first.
Early on, this is a big 3rd down conversion from Joe Anderson going deep to Josh Norris. Really created a spark, and then they finished it off on the ground with the handoff up the middle to Micah Olu. The Cougars were on fire to begin the game.
Norris was happy about it, but then here comes Barnes and the Leesville offense.
Started off on the ground with Barnes, then went to the air. Nice pass, swing route. DeAndre Goldston, accurate throw to Barnes, and the Pride started humming on offense, and their defense did the job as well, starting to create turnovers and setting up their offense in good field position.
And then Goldston on the trick play.
Yeah, going up over the top to Gary. Excellent play call. Goldston lined up as a wide receiver, and then they go back to the ground. This is where Barnes really shows off here, going all the way with the long distance run. The offensive line does their job. This Leesville offense really starting to get into rhythm.
So 2 touchdowns in the game for Barnes. Goldston has thrown for 1, as we saw on that trick play, and then 1 the conventional way. And they are going to have to cart the Wake Forest player off. Unfortunate moment here. Injuries are such a tough part of the game, Sonny, and when you start a season, you are going to have to likely deal with some, but a lot of them have plagued Wake Forest this season. And you just hate it to happen, too, in a game like this where someone has to be taken off.
Yeah, no, it's tough to see, and hopefully Nolte be okay. I know, tough moment for him, in pain, and just feel really bad for the kid.
Credit to the training staff. They're doing everything to stabilize that leg and make sure Nolte's okay. That's a tough young man right there, folks. So our best to Matthew Nolte. Nice round of applause here, and hopefully he'll be okay. And this is just all precautionary, but when they bring out the cast, the air cast to stabilize the leg like that, it is a bit of a tough sign.
And he's a great player, and you just feel for him. And again, prayers out to him, and hopefully he'll be back soon.
They're taking him over to their medical tent. They'll attend to him there. First and 10 for Wake Forest. Went to the handoff, and that's a really good gain. That looked like that was going nowhere. But a fine run from the sophomore Olu, who came in with over 300 yards rushing on the season.
And Olu was the star of the JV team last year, and doesn't have to have a lot of room. Wasn't really anything there. Created his own crease with the jump cut going up the middle.
Winds up being a pickup officially of 4. Could have been a loss of 2 or 3. So from the 47, they'll scrimmage here. Pringle runs back on for Wake Forest. Flag comes in on the snap. Olu again got to midfield, but should back it up. A procedure against Wake Forest. So that'll move them back to the 42 and make it 2nd down and long. Make it the 43. So back to the original line of scrimmage. Olu to the 48. Christian Shaw, who's bothered by a little bit of a shoulder, one of the tacklers. Of course, his brother, John Mark Shaw, now at Campbell, started at UNCP. Had 7 tackles, did Shaw, last game to lead Leesville Road. Nice run there. Shaw, one of the top linebackers in the 919.
Yeah, and a leader for this program, and that sideline to sideline speed, the nose for the ball, and just a tackling machine.
That was Brennan West there, another good linebacker at senior. Or senior at linebacker. That's incomplete. Nice coverage. Work there by Hankerum. Wanted to get Bass Knight involved. 4 catches against Clayton earlier in the year for Bass Knight. Came in with 8 receptions for 127 yards. It's going to be a 3 and out. Helfrich to punt. Got a whistle. That'll back him up more. Hankerum is back to return the kick. They've used Perry back there. Thompson also this season for Leesville. Pride with a 27 advantage here with 4:36 to go. They're getting their hands back on the football here and would love nothing more than to add some points to this 2-score lead. Hankerum tried to make the over-the-shoulder catch. Had to go back and get it, then gets swallowed up. And it's going to be around the 12 where that comes down. So that's a 30, I think, 44-yarder as it carried him back. So after a couple of drives with some nice starting field position, a little tougher deal, the worst starting field position of the night for Leesville, their own 12.
A nice job by Hankerum going back and just securing that ball. That was a strong kick that just continued to carry.
Nice coverage by Wake Forest. Goldston flares it out. Nice move at the 16, 20, near side 25, 30, and across the 35. Devin Goldston, junior, with the catch and run, and that moves the chains. It'll be a First down for Air Experts. Air Experts Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com.
And already a couple catches on the night for Devin. Those brothers have a special connection. He's an elite wide receiver, long, the high-end speed, really good route runner.
Amari Cook for Wake Forest pushed him out at the 37. Goldston, clean pocket, plenty of time. Downfield, almost intercepted. Wanted to get it to Devin Goldston, and it was in and out of the hands of the junior Cook.
DeAndre was looking to go back to his brother. It was a stop and go, and Devin, about 10-yard stop, then turned it on, and this ball almost intercepted as it continued to carry. That's a tough play.
Josh Bassnight also on coverage. Leesville, one of 59 undefeated teams in action tonight. Try to go with the bubble screen. Nice move to get away from a couple tacklers. And a good run by Gary. Gary breaks free midfield. Gary down the sideline. A first down and more for Gary as he takes it across midfield. Nice pickup.
I like the play design. Quick screen. Then Gary so elusive, refusing to go down, just spinning out of that tackle, picking up yards after the catch.
19 officially as he's out at the 44. There's Jaden Gary, couple catches for him tonight. Has that track speed. Goldston to the air again. And that time his brother bailed him out. Breaks a tackle, wrestled down. 35-yard line, gain of 9.
These are wide receivers show how physical they are, just fighting through the tackles to get the extra yards. And you're right, Patrick, that was a great catch going up by Devin, just plucking it out of the air.
Durande Goldston, a basketball kid originally. Officially a pickup of 8. 36-yard line. Hands it off, and Wake Forest gets into the backfield. That's Jaleel Perry, the 6'2", 273-pound senior with the TFL. And we've got an injured lineman, it looks like, for Leesville.
Perry right in the middle of the defense, sheds the block. He's a power player on the interior of the defensive line.
Looks like Austin Winslow is down, the 6'6", 280-pounder. And the senior pointing towards his leg. He had some things that were in his life off the field, coach was telling us this week, but has really bought into things this year. And you hate to see one of the big guys down like that. They will run behind him when they need tough yardage. Coach Kolstad, great to talk to him before the game. One of the real class acts. Sonny, he calls the defense. Does a great job with this program. His dad, we've talked about it in our past broadcasts, was a head coach at Green Bay East High School in Wisconsin. His dad, close with Vince Lombardi, and has a field named after him at one of the colleges up there in Wisconsin. Kolstad was a really good runner in track. And we were talking to him before the game. They got out here a little early so they could get on the field after only being able to practice one time outside this week because of all the rain.
And for all the area teams with the rain, we talked with Coach about it, you know, if you can't get out there, you can use your mental work and get fresh, and they've been through 4 games, so trying to get refreshed and stay healthy.
So they're going to help Winslow off. Nice hand there from the Leesville student body who have made it over. Stay tuned for the U.S. Army halftime report. We'll have this week's Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athletes, interviews, highlights, and more. The United States Army, be all you can be. Goldston with the hard count, and Jacob Moore jumped the inside backer. They have replaced Winslow in the lineup with Sawyer Reed, who's a 6', 205-pound junior. He's usually at right guard, moves over to the left. You see Reed there, he'll take over on the left side. So a fresh set of downs. Throw and the catch by Best, and Best has a first down run. It's Hudson Creasmore, the sophomore, who they now have put in at right guard. So that's how they're kind of patching it together right now along the offensive line. And nice job moving the ball downfield. Goldston makes really good decisions, did there quickly to Best.
And Ryan Huffman, the wide receiver, a nice block, getting Best down the sideline, and those high completion passes, Leesville executes it at a high level.
Ball at the 23. Goldston surveys, throws out of the reach of who he wanted there, Gary. Actually wanted Devin Goldston on the near side, but he was well covered. So to bring up second down and 10 at the 23-yard line. $1:53 to go. Goldston with just one interception on the year, and that was an overthrow. Oh, wrapped up and dropped, and again it's big Jaleel Perry swallowing the sophomore Best.
Here's Jaleel right in the middle of the defense, Ooh. Just flying into the backfield, unblocked.
Aaron Coley got back there to throw a block, and Jaleel just whizzed by him.
Yeah. First up quickness, Coach Lucas highlighted him, how well he's played this year.
They're allowing 23 points a game. Allowed nearly 30 last year. Here's a look at Jim Bob Bryant, the OC for Leesville. Goldston flares it out, incomplete. At 29.8 points allowed by this Wake Forest defense last season, Sonny, was the most that they have allowed since 2003.
And just looking to go back, self-scout, and try to get better throughout the offseason into the early part of the schedule with the injuries. You know, of course, it's been tough, but this defensive unit is built up front, trying to get back to stopping the run and forcing your opponent into one-dimensional offense.
2 of 2 from Bendel this year on field goals, as long as 32. This would be a 41-yarder. Kolstad feels good about him. He told us this week 45 yards on in. You know, it was interesting. You had a game beginning of the year in week 1. It was UAB against Alcorn State, and they did really something very interesting at UAB. They had the defense scout the offense in the offseason, and the offense scout the defense.
Yeah, it was really interesting. We spoke with Trent Dilfer, the head coach, former NFL quarterback and commentator, and he talked about how they just really dug into their own coaches and their own players and scouted each other and kind of gave a scouting report throughout the offseason on the positives and strengths, almost like they're scouting an opponent.
A lot of tough truths in that.
A lot of honesty.
Conversations. Pretty interesting, though. Here comes a flag. That's going to be against Leesville. It'll be a procedure. So this probably takes them out of field goal range. Or doesn't.
Well, Haven't seen any movement yet to change the special teams unit, so it looks like they're going to stay out on the field.
So this will give Bindle an opportunity here, 47. Flag again, or at least a whistle. And it is going to be encroachment against Wake Forest, so things getting a little ragged here on the field goal operation. That'll move him back to where it's going to be a little more inside of his range, we're told.
Yeah, each team giving each other one, and there's Coach Lucas saying, get a push up the middle, make sure you get your arms up.
What is this doing to the kicker?
Well, it gave him a warm-up there, and usually you don't want to have pauses. You want your routine to go out and kick it, so he's trying to stay focused.
Yanked it. Not going to be good. First miss this year. And with 1 minute to go, Wake Forest will have a chance here to get their hands on the football. Sonny, if you're Wake, you've had a little success through the air, at least early in the game. It's been a little tougher for you here in the waning stages of the first half, but what do you want to set yourself up to do here with 1 minute, knowing you get the ball to start the second?
Well, of course you want to try to get a drive going, get points before the halftime break. I don't think it would hurt to take a shot. You have had some big plays through the air, and Joe Anderson has a strong arm, so see if you can get a spark play.
One timeout remaining. Great catch along the sideline on a pretty throw. Pringle the reception. Chains will move with 54.8.
Nice clean pocket for Anderson. Tough sightline there with the Pride defender jumping up, and excellent job by Pringle, just standing over on the sideline, getting out of bounds.
Air Experts Heating and Cooling and Plumbing. First down. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com. Oh, nice pass. Led the receiver. What anticipation. Across midfield. Pringle again.
Well, going back to the air, Glendon Diller, the offensive coordinator, Reggie Lucas, having confidence. This offense, hey, backed up, have a minute left, let's attack. Try to get some points. They go back with a deep post route, successful over the middle.
Want to hang on to the timeout, so they'll spike it on first down. 47.7. I got to think this obviously changes what you're going to do. You've had success moving it through the air here.
Yeah, and I think sometimes kind of when you're backed up and 2 minute drill kind of creates a sense of urgency, go up tempo. Sometimes that pace change can ignite a fire.
2nd and 10. Spiked it so they could hang on to the timeout. Leesville brings pressure. Is it going to be intercepted? No. Almost was, though, and that would have been a pick for Hankerum, who has really been involved tonight defensively.
He's been all over the field. Return kicks as well. Coach Kolstad, the star senior, and him in the backfield there, going over, almost making the play, diving, good hustle.
Bass Knight in the neighborhood, 3rd and 10 now. Deep ball near side. It will be knocked away. Intended for Norris, and a really nice defensive play there was made by Cameron Carr, the senior, first-year player.
It was one-on-one on the outside, and Carr, love how he's looking back for the ball. Turns his shoulders, looks back for it. That is perfect technique. Knocks it down. That's exactly how you want to play that. You can't look at the wide receiver. You have to find the quarterback. And just slaps it down.
Carr will stay out there on the punt return. Getting it away, Helfrich. Fair catch, asked for, made, 15-yard line. So with 30.3 to go, Goldston comes out. He's had a really fine first half throwing the football. A couple of touchdown passes on the night so far. Goldston has that TO in his back pocket. Not the greatest field position, but starting from the 15, and we know he can push the ball in a hurry.
Well, and he's got a strong arm, and many teams will take a knee. We'll see what Leesville elects to do, but would not be surprised if they're aggressive here with the timeout.
He made a lot of strides in the weight room this year, did Goldston. Going to stay on the ground. And they'll burn the timeout, it looks like. Or will they? No, they won't. Out to the 21, gain of 6. Nice run by Barnes, and I think Coach Goldston's content to go into the locker room up 13. And that's what they're going to do. Madison will catch up with Coach. His team with 20 unanswered after they fell behind 7-0. The defense has played well, and Goldston has been very special in the pocket, as we knew he would be.
Well, the difference for Leesville was those turnovers, and their offense started clicking because that ground game got going. Been very impressed with DeAndre Goldston, his ability to find his open wide receivers. The offensive line has given him plenty of time to throw.
All right, our Madison Little is with Ben Kolstad. Madison.
Coach, why has this defense been able to so consistently put your offense in areas to be successful?
You know, our kids fly around to the football. They play hard. You know, they're just, I mean, Wake Forest playing a lot of guys both ways. They're getting tired. And we're just, you know, we made a couple mistakes early, gave them a couple early chances on that first touchdown drive. But, you know, we'll be fine. And offense takes care of the ball. We'll have a good chance.
What do you like about your team's ability to respond after that first touchdown drive?
Yeah, that's been us all year. You know, we just kind of feel our way in, unfortunately. But, yeah, we've answered every single call, and we're ready for the second half.
Well, good luck in the second. Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Patrick?
Ben Kolstad has done a fantastic job his 6th year as the head coach at Leesville Road. Had a couple of stops before, including Cary. 21 years overall, 50 wins with the Ville. And he's looking to add to that tally as he's up by 13 at the half. Papa John's FNR, Friday Night Rivals presented by Arthritis Knee Pain Centers. Stay tuned. Our U.S. Army halftime report straight ahead.
You're watching the U.S. Army Halftime Report. The U.S. Army, be all you can be.
And now it's time for the Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week. Presenting the award for Tatum and Atkinson is Season Atkinson.
Tatum and Atkinson is proud to present the Friday Night Rivals Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week. From Leesville High School, the Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week is Walker Hackeram. Walker is a football team captain, is football all-conference, is a member of National Honor Society, and carries a 4.38 GPA. Walker is president of Pride Players Club and volunteers as a youth football camp counselor. From Wake Forest High School, the Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week is Gavin Greer. Gavin is a football team captain, a multi-year football letter winner, is academic all-conference, and carries a 3.4 GPA. Gavin has volunteered over 50 hours of community cleanup efforts.
Congratulations to our Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week.
This All-Star is now entered for a $5,000 scholarship at the end of the season. Tatum and Atkinson. Injured in a wreck? Call the heavy hitters.
Congratulations to our Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athletes. We will be back right after this message.
You're watching the U.S. Army Halftime Report. The U.S. Army, be all you can be.
Welcome to the U.S. Army Halftime Show. I'm Madison Little, joined by Staff Sergeant Quentin Atkinson. Thank you so much for being our halftime sponsor.
Thank you for having me.
And can you describe your role in the Army to us?
I'm a staff sergeant. I'm a 25 Hotel, which is a network communication specialist. I'm in the IT department of the Army, and it's done wonderful things for me.
What did you do before you joined the Army?
I did go to the University of North Carolina Central. I played football there, and then after that, I transitioned to arena football. I definitely wanted to make a career, and I decided to join the Army after that.
How do you feel that the Army has enhanced your life thus far?
The living situation I'm in, traveling, and being able to learn a new job in IT, which is a passion of mine.
And if students want to learn more, where can they go?
Go to Go Army. You'll be able to put in your zip code and get you in contact with your local recruiter to be able to reach out to you and talk to you.
Thank you so much for being our halftime sponsor.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here to partner and representing high school football.
We'll be back with more of our U.S. Army Halftime Show right after this. Welcome back to the U.S. Army Halftime Report. I am so happy to be joined by the Wake Forest High School principal, Melissa Thomas. Now, you have a bit of coaching experience yourself, having coached cheerleading. How do you feel athletics helps better prepare these athletes for life after high school?
So I think athletics is great for all of our students because it teaches them life skills like accountability, teamwork, grit, being determined, sticking with it, you know, being coached, following through on things. Like, it's just great life skills for kids.
And what does it mean to you and to this community to be part of Friday Night Rivals?
Oh, being part of Friday Night Rivals is a great thing. You know, football is such a part of everybody's history, you know, the high school Friday night thing. And when you can come in here and like see the fans who thoroughly enjoy it and the kids and the, you know, the band, whether you're a band, a fan, or a football player or a parent, it's just a great experience.
Well, once again, thank you so much for being here. That was Wake Forest High School principal Melissa Thomas. Let's go over to the booth for some stats and highlights.
All right, thanks a lot. Do appreciate it, Madison. And Sonny, let's look at the first half stats as we continue here with our U.S. Army halftime report. We'll do that in a minute. But first, how about some highlights? And it was a fast start for the Cougars, who got on the board early.
Yeah, big plays starting off here, 3rd down and long. Joe Anderson goes over the top with a shot over to Josh Norris to get things going. Then they kept it on the ground. Micah Olu pushing his way into the end zone to get on the board.
So that made it 7-0 with the point after, and then Goldston went to work, and Barnes started to churn out some big yards against this Cougar defense.
Yeah, he really started getting going on the ground, through the air, showing off his talent, finding a way to get in the end zone, showing emotion, and his offense really started clicking. It was led by him, and then the defense started to take over, creating turnovers.
That was the first of 2 generated by this Leesville Road defense. And then a little bit of a trick play here with Goldston.
Yeah, they went with the reverse pass, and Goldston comes out of his wide receiver position where his brother is. Swung around, threw a nice pass over the top to Gary, and then they kept it on the ground, the offensive line leading the way for Barnes to take off.
Nice hustle here by Cook for Wake Forest, but he could not catch up. Barnes to pay dirt. First time in 3 games that he has rushed one in for a touchdown. And at the half, it's Leesville with 154 yards through the air, 150 on the ground. I'd say that's pretty balanced.
Yeah, and their offense really exploded there in the second quarter, and the biggest key is 0 turnovers for the Pride.
Couple for the Cougars, who have 63 on the ground and a handful of penalties in the first half. Stay tuned. We'll have more from Wake Forest, where at the break, Leesville with a 27 advantage.
Welcome back to Friday Night Rivals. Madison Little alongside Wake Forest head coach Reggie Lucas. We saw some good signs from your offense early in that first quarter. How do you get back to that?
Well, we just got to make plays, get the quarterback time. Obviously, we got to block for the running back. We hit the ball on this series coming out of halftime. We can get a drive down and go down and score. We got a ball game.
The biggest issue, ball security in that first half. How do you address that in the second?
Just tighten up on the ball and don't let it get out your hands. That's a big thing, and they know that.
Well, thanks, Coach. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you.
Reggie Lucas, what a job he has done. They'll start conference play after a bye week. Sonny, in a stretch from 14 to 22, Wake Forest, and they went 2-3 last year in conference, but they won 48 out of 51 conference games in the prior 8 years prior to last season.
Just amazing dominance. And here in the press box, right behind us, there's 3 pictures. State championships teams, 16, 17, and 18. And so many players and memories from all the years for Reggie Lucas here coaching at Wake Forest. But I know those were really exciting times here with the state championship trophies.
Runners up in 10 and 13 and 14. 1-3 this year. They're 0-2 at home. And it has been a really difficult season. Lots of injuries. A couple of players have left the game with injuries tonight. Leesville to kick it off to start the second half. It will be Jake Bindell. They'll have the trio of Cook, Bass Knight, and Ulo back. Norris, though, has been the one that's had the ball kicked to him primarily tonight. They'll go to one of the up men again. Kind of freezing in his footsteps there was Pringle. And they're going to say it was a fair catch made at the 32. That could have gotten a little hairy. Anderson in the first half, 5 of 9 with the interception for 93 yards.
He showed a strong arm. When he has time to throw, he'll take shots down the field. And back to what Coach Lucas told Madison. I mean, that's the message to your team. Hey, guys, listen, let's get a drive. We scored a touchdown. We're right back in this game, but we've got to create some momentum coming out of the halftime break.
They had a big play in the first half to this Wake Forest offense, but for the most part, Leesville Road has done a fine job tonight of keeping the big play at bay, and that was one of their goals coming in. Heritage last week had a 31-yard pass play, and that was really it. They didn't generate a lot of offense against Leesville. And an early timeout. This is taken by the Cougars defensively, or excuse me, Leesville defensively.
Yeah, there's just making sure they had the right guys out on the field. Timeout called, making sure everyone was on the same page. But on the opposite side for Leesville Road and Penn Kolstad, the message to your team is, hey, listen, played really well, but we've got to finish. We have 13-point lead. Let's get a stop. Defense, do your job. Give the ball back to our offense, who's been playing fantastic.
Well, you look at it defensively, Sonny, and Xavier Lewis transferring, and they've just had kids, especially on this side of the ball, step up this year.
The younger players and the veterans, when you have an opportunity, when your number's called, when you have a position and a hole to fill, you've got to come through, and they really have. I mean, these guys have been playing so hard, and Ben Kolstad just highlighted all his guys, how much he loves his team and how hard they play and how hard they work.
Olu looking for room on the edge, gets by one. Nice carry down the sideline, and he tiptoes along there. He's going to step out shy of midfield. But a nice run by Olu to give him first down yardage, 15-yard gain to the 47.
He has big play ability. Nice job making one man miss on the outside and getting around the edge. Almost able to stay in bounds, and still a big gain.
Hackerim pushing him out. That'll be a first down for Air Experts as they move the ball. Air Experts Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com. Oh, Anderson took a shot. Incomplete. He got buried by White. Sam White, the junior, leads them in sacks and tackles for loss.
White just beats his man, finishes. Power, getting the contact, and making that a tough play. There he is coming off the edge. Excellent closing speed. Done a good job this year.
Throwing in the direction of Pringle. Second and 10. A nice side step slashing his way, Olu to the 45. Micah Olu playing with that broken finger, favoring that hand. You mentioned his JV prowess last year, did have 46 yards on the varsity roster.
We highlighted him in the open, and he's been a big part of the offense and defensive side for the Cougars.
That time he got wrapped up, met as soon as he got the football.
Here's the junior, Sam White again, number 9. Beating his man, flying into the backfield. As well as Gavin Lennon meeting at
Lennon's second on the team in tackles for loss with 6. 6.5 though coming in. Fourth down here. So not the start to begin the half offensively. Punt will bounce. Leesville will have pretty good starting field position at the 28-yard line. 27 make it. Well, Sonny, you look at the NAC, the Northern Athletic, Millbrook, Roseville, Wake Forest would be considered the teams that might have a chance for the playoff. Cap 6, though, you've got Leesville, and then Sanderson, who's won 3 in a row.
Yeah, Sanderson, the surprise, and Cardinal Gibbons, a little power. Probably the top 3 teams of Leesville, Gibbons, Sanderson at this point.
Barnes carrying defenders, gain of 8. Check that, that was Best. Best is more of the downhill runner. He had 177 yards coming in. 2nd and 2.
Best, another sophomore, him and Barnes. What a tandem those two are. Keeping each other fresh, talented out of the backfield, getting those tough yards.
Goldston flicks it out to Perry. 1st down, out at the 42. That's a pickup of 6. Goldston in that first half was 11 of 18 for 154 yards. Now give him 160 passing. He's got a pair of touchdowns as well. 1st and 10 as they move the chains. That is an Air Experts heating, cooling, and plumbing first down. Schedule a tune-up today at airexperts.com. Not quite 2 minutes gone by here. Best slip. Able to get positive yardage, though, down at the 44. Goldston has an offer from CIAA member Winston-Salem State. What do you think he projects out at as a senior? It's tough when you get to that senior year and there are no offers on the table, but I mean, there's still opportunities out there.
Well, I think everybody's looking for a great quarterback, and I believe Goldston's going to continue to get more interest and more opportunities are going to come his way.
Play fake, dropped it off to Perry, and then Perry carves his way for a first down into Cougar territory at the 44.
And for Goldston, just continue to play the way you're playing. Take your game to new heights, continue to get better in there. We got to make good decisions. He did just that, pulling the ball and handing it a little flip over to Jaden Lee Perry.
Well, as great as a player as he is, physically, he's also got these great leadership qualities, intangibles.
Very highly thought of by his teammates and coaching staff.
I have a helmet off of one of the offensive linemen. That's William Colombo, the all-conference center. Colombo thought there should have been a flag for having his headset ripped off. Gain of just a modest 1, 2nd and long, upcoming here. Three state championships at Havelock for Jim Bob Bryant. Left to coach out of state. Ooh, another fake. I'll tell you what, Perry's laying some lumber out there. Completion along the sideline, grabbed by Jaden Lee Perry. Jaleel Perry, those who we're speaking of, he's really just smacking these running backs on these play fakes. Oof.
And they've got to find a way to get 2 bodies on him. He's making an impact and really just trying to blow things up the best he can.
3rd and 6 upcoming here. There's Jaleel Perry. 6'2", 273. Big senior. Goldston had time, completes it out to Devin Goldston. Nice move to get free. 30-yard line, spun out of bounds. That'll move the chains. That'll be another Air Experts first down.
Devin is so impressive with his height. And we look off the defensive back, come back to the ball. Good hands, and then make a couple guys miss. But the yards after the catch, he's a college prospect as well, and those brothers. Just think about the connection they have, all the work they've done together to improve, and a special combination when you get to play with your siblings.
6 receptions, 70 yards, couple touchdowns last week. Had been bothered by a concussion recently. Out of the backfield, Best down the sideline. 15, 10, 5. Did he step out before? He did. Gonna blow him out at the 13. But he gets 17 yards.
And Jim Bob Bryant's offense, they're going to pass it to the running backs. The swing route and Best, very fluid, easy catch. Goldston knows where to go with the ball, knows where his outlet receivers are. Really well versed in this offense.
The pride inside the UNC Blue Zone, UNCGoHeels.com. Double-digit plays now on this drive. Nice tackle in the backfield. And a bit of nice work being done there by one of the reserves we've seen tonight, Dylan Balkus. That's a loss. Drops him back 3. DeAndre Goldston, 6'1", 185-pound senior QB. Out of the shotgun. Back to the left. Nice play to knock it away. Really good work there by Norris to jar it away from Goldston.
And Josh Norris, one of the Cougars playing offense and defense. There's Goldston, looks over towards the right, comes back to the left. See the strong arm. That ball flying in, and Norris.
That just went between the hands of Goldston.
In good position, though.
Thought the way it bounced that maybe it was knocked free by Norris, but no, just Goldston didn't hang on. He did have the defender draped on him, though. 10 on the play clock. That's a false start on Leesville. Trentini Stadium is where we are tonight in Wake Forest. 6:49 to go here in the third. Beautiful night for football. Clear day today. A little warm, but better than the downpours that have plagued the area all week. Yeah, very warm might be a good way to put it, yeah.
I was finding shade before the game.
Hot, maybe? Goldston over the middle. Found the man, and he will score. Looked off the defense, got it to Huffman up the middle, and the senior with his 5th touchdown reception of the year, the 3rd touchdown pass for Goldston tonight. And that is a TD for the Pride for Original Grills. Elevate your grill game.
Huffman is so good in the middle of the field. It was a slant route. Good job there, finding the eyes of Goldston, hitting him in stride, and then doing the rest, getting in the end zone.
Another block kick for this Cougar team. And that makes it 26-7. A quasi-scoregami with 6:42 to go in the third. It's Papa John's FNR presented by Arthritis Knee Pain Centers. Smile Cam time for Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. A lot to be happy about tonight if you're with the Leesville side of things. Maybe not so much for the Cougars at this point, down 19.
Well, over on the Leesville sideline, they're clicking right now. Good drive after the halftime break to stretch out this lead. And I think you see all the big plays, the defense creating turnovers. I think the number one thing you start with is they're protecting the football. They haven't given Wake Forest any easy opportunities. They haven't given the ball back to them.
Next week on FNR, 7 o'clock on the 27th, we will be at Apex. The Cougars and the Imps taking on one another. Somebody was going to get a first win tonight between Cary and Green Level. That game last year came down to a 50-plus yard field goal. You can see safe kickoff time here. If you own a gun, lock it up together. Let's keep North Carolina safe. Short kick again, bobbled at the 29, but taken out to the 40-yard line. Apex won last year 10-7 on a 52-yarder from Caleb Willis, who's now at Liberty. 11 seconds remaining during a hurricane. He booted it through.
That was one of those kicks you put on your highlight reel. You send it to everybody, and one big reason why he's at Liberty is that film.
Panther Creek is taking on Apex tonight. Been a bit of a tough year for the Cougars and the Imps. They resumed that rivalry after a 3-year break in 2021. Wake Forest on the ground with Olu. Second and short, lost a yard or two. Nice job defensively. This is a really good group for Leesville Road. They get to the football in a hurry and they come at you in waves.
They play really solid team defense. And you're right, they come at you in waves. All those units, the D-line, linebackers, secondary, they all play so well together. Very connected unit.
Third down, catch made for a first. Getting free is Bass Knight. And it'll move the chains and be a first down. Madison Little on the sidelines. We've seen Olu favoring that hand, Madison. What do you have on it?
Yeah, something to watch out for sure. He has that cast on his left hand, dealing with a broken finger. We're seeing him in a little bit of a different role tonight, but visibly in pain. I can tell from here, shaking that hand, favoring the opposing one for sure.
It's been that kind of year for the Cougars. And now he's a little slow to get up.
You admire his toughness.
Ooh, he's limping now.
Playing both ways. Only a sophomore. And Coach Lucas just praised his ability and his mindset. Looks like he's going to get a break here going over to the sideline.
He's a tough kid, undoubtedly. Did that get deflected? I think it may have. Christian Shaw back on the play. Shaw, all conference a year ago.
There's a shot coming around the corner, getting the pressure.
Yeah, just caused the pressure, caused the bad throw.
And Shaw moves around at different parts of that defensive lineup, coming off the corner. A linebacker dropping back in coverage. He can do it all.
Kayvon Simmons last year, 1,999 yards, 19 touchdowns through the air. He ran for over 700 and scored 15 on the ground. Oh, nice reception made at the 21. Surrounded by defenders, but coming up with the catch is Isaiah Goodwin.
Goodwin sitting in the zone coverage. This is a perfect throw from Anderson. Going high with it, strong arm to get it in there. Vertical jump from Goodwin. The junior goes up and gets it.
Takes it inside the blue zone for UNC. GoHeels.com. Shaw was back there. It's stripped loose. Shaw dives on the football. The third turnover tonight for the Cougars. Cody Bullard also back there, the nose tackle. But it's Shaw coming up with a big play.
All his teammates doing high fives. Again, lining up over on the top of the screen, just stripping and getting it. Excellent work from the senior.
I said Bullard, but it was Dilly who also back there, but that's all Shaw with the strip and the recovery. How about that?
And he just has a nose for the ball, and that's a huge play, getting his defense off the field. You see him celebrating with Riordan over there. Great work. And he hustles, plays so hard. He's been so productive throughout his career.
Nice throw. Goldston gets it out to the 49. Another reception for Jaden Lee Perry. How great has Perry been tonight?
He's been really good at finding the open areas and looking for Goldston. There's been a connection between those two. There he comes back to the ball, makes one man miss, then another cut. Picks up about 4 or 5 extra yards because he's aware of where the defense is.
Air Experts, heating, cooling, and plumbing first down. Schedule a tune-up today at airexperts.com. Perry again. Good yardage for the sophomore. Going to be 2nd and 3 after the gain of 7. Third turnover of the game a moment ago for Wake Forest after they were moving the chains. Little receiver screen here. Goldston takes advantage, dances his way inside the 30. Now will take it, tries to spin free. Late flag comes in. The forward progress gives him 10 to the 30-yard line. Let's see what the marker is all about. What'd you see, Sonny? Block in the back.
Yeah.
So that'll move it back to the 41. Deronde Goldston. Big night for him. Oh, that off the hands of Gary. He's had a couple of drops tonight. Now we got a little bit of back and forth after the play, and a flag has come in. It's going to be a roughing the passer.
Just late hit on Goldston.
Going to go on Marquez Wilbert, unfortunately for Wake Forest.
As Goldston throws it. So you just said excessive force there as he continued on to make the play.
Nice snap, brought it in. And a nice job to work the ball as they've got Barnes back in. Pick up a 3.
And for Leesville Road, the offensive line, there's some new faces up front already kind of getting into the middle part of the season, but they're continuing to gel. You see Jim Bob Bryant, the offensive coordinator, but this group up front, with the ability to run, you have a senior quarterback, 4 really good wide receivers. This offense has no limits.
The toss to Best, but he got slung down. Another big play defensively by Jaleel Perry. And now Perry crumbles to the ground. .203 here in the third, and we'll step aside. It's a 19-point game. There's a look at our Leaf Acura game summary today. 263 yards through the air for Leesville Road, 161 on the ground. This is an offense that came in averaging just under 400, and so far tonight as we near the end of the third, they've already rolled up 424, essentially doubling the Cougars. 3 turnovers tonight as they have Perry get some help coming off the field. Looked like it may have been a cramp, so we'll see if he returns. But boy, you've got a lot of snaps piling up for guys like Perry on the defensive side, and even for a lot of the players going both ways because of all the injuries for the Cougars.
You just admire the effort by these guys. I mean, they're playing hard. You're right, going both ways, and just a tough ball game, and tough with the injuries.
Third and 9, Goldston. And that's another touchdown pass and a reception by Gary on his second grab for a score tonight. Gary with the Original Grill's touchdown. Elevate your grill game with Original Grill.
Gary, a special player, goes deep. You've got Goldston, who has that accuracy, strong arm. He just scans the field, finds the one-on-one matchup, and Gary goes up and gets it over the defender. There's just some special with this relationship with Goldston and his wide receivers, finding each other and striking another big play.
Encroachment, 7th Wake Forest penalty. I think they're going to go for 2 here now. Yes, they are. This to go up 27. And a timeout's going to be burned here by Leesville. The Simmons ratings had this a 25-point spread coming in. And that's where we are right now. Well, during the fourth quarter of tonight's game, we'll select the U.S. Army player of the game. The United States Army, be all you can be. Some news and notes from around the area. Over in Durham, edge rusher Xavier Perkins at Jordan got offered by Duke this week. Class of 27, the sophomore. 6'3", 245. That's his first P5 offer. He played at Southern Durham last year as a freshman, but interesting to see Duke getting in on a lot of local kids, including Kayvon Simmons here at Wake Forest.
Well, it's amazing what Manny Diaz has done in that staff, and the momentum from Mike Elko in Duke with Kayvon Simmons. Talked with him in the offseason after he committed, and just so excited, and at the college level, what he's going to be able to do with his talent, his speed, his discipline, his leadership ability. High hopes for Kayvon and for Duke. I just see them continuing to rise up and continue to be one of the top teams and strive for that in the ACC.
Despite the knee injury, Duke and Kayvon have been in constant communication. Goldston fakes the pitch, keeps it himself, and he takes it for the 2. And I think they actually went with Best rather than Goldston on the pitch. So they moved Goldston out to a receiver. Again, they faked that pitch going to Goldston. To come around, we saw them throw for a touchdown tonight. So Best in for 2. 34-7 with 1:44 to go.
The Leesville offense inside the red zone, they've been very solid with the play calling and just trying to get the defense off balance, and that was a good counter there with the similar look to that trick play earlier, and then just running it up the middle with Best. Very well-dimensional offense.
They got Ben Goodell running their special teams. He'll have a few things to coach too with the point after blocks tonight, former head coach at Green Level. Mark Morgan is on their staff at Leesville. He's a one-time high school coach of the state of Oklahoma. By the way, tonight when they scored, Sonny, 95 straight games that Leesville scored a point in.
It's a great streak.
One of the better ones in the state. Kicking opportunity here for Bendel. NC safe kickoff time. If you own a gun, lock it up. Together, let's keep North Carolina safe. It's been interesting on the kickoff strategy tonight. Obviously, Bendel's got a pretty good leg, can park it in the end zone, but they have elected to send it short to the up end tonight. Even though they are giving up some yardage, I think they feel really confident in the way their defense is playing right now, and it seems like they have a pretty good bead on what Wake Forest is doing. Of course, the Cougars have hampered their own efforts tonight with the 3 turnovers, including one on their last possession, the fumble caused by Shaw. 1st and 10 from the 46. Ulu got caught back there dancing, stood up. He's going to lose yardage to the 39. Wake Forest off next week, and then they start conference play in the Northern Athletic with Knightdale on the road, then at Wakefield. We'll get Heritage here at home at Roseville, which is always a big game, and then Millbrook to conclude the season on November 1st. That was a pretty spin to get some extra yardage there, and slowly getting up is Micah Olu.
Olu back in the ball game again. We talked about his toughness. Refusing to go off the field, playing offense and defense. The hand injury. Gets the ball from Anderson there, just makes a man miss with the spin. I mean, there's not a lot of room, and he creates his space The offensive line seals off the edge, goes right up the middle.
.20 ticks remain here in the third. Anderson completes the pass. 46-yard line. Going to bring up a fourth down and short. Last night the catch. 13 receptions last season. And we'll head to the fourth quarter and give Reggie Lucas's team to decide what they want to do here on fourth down. Starting the fourth quarter here, Leesville Road, 34, Wake Forest 7. They're going to go for it on fourth down are the Cougars. Anderson, and it will be broken up. Shaw got in there again defensively, intended for Pringle. Well, a real togetherness with this defense. As we go back down to Madison Little talking about that, this is a group that is playing with a lot of connectivity on defense.
Yeah, Ben Kolstad told us that his team isn't stacked with 4- or 5-star recruits. He knows there are a team out there with more raw talent than he has. He credits a large majority of the success his team has seen so far to the unbreakable bond that they have. He says building this bond is intentional. They spend a lot of time together playing with and for each other. This is something his team has really bought into. And apparently, guys, it's working. 4-0 up 34-7 right now. You can see that bond in the way they celebrate each other after each and every play.
22nd completion of the game for Goldston there. And he's going to go over 290 yards on the night so far with that reception. Give him 291. He came in needing 91 to get over 3,000 in his career. Goldston has gone over 1,000 on the season already tonight, but nice defensive play. Shaw in on it. They had it read very well, and now the offense goes to work.
Yeah, Shaw knocked it down. The pressure from Sam White. Those two been all over the field tonight, and with Goldston, just huge night. His production just fundamentally sound. I just love how he plays the quarterback position because you see his talent, but also how he commands the huddle and leads his team.
We see a lot of great teams during the year. There's a lot of great programs, and Leesville's always one of the ones we tend to cover during football season. But in the preseason, when you hear all the teams in the area that have a chance to make a deep run in the playoffs, it just seems like Leesville's always kind of overlooked.
Well, they shouldn't be because, you and I know how great this program is. They've been in the state championship game a couple years ago. Ben Kolstad does an awesome job with the program, and they're looking to have another big year. I mean, for them, undefeated right now, and high hopes once they get to the playoffs.
He's gone 21-6 with them in conference. They hold on and win here in the fourth, and they're firmly in command, even though it's going to be fourth down here. It'll be his 149th win overall.
Just consistent every year. His team plays hard. They have huge years, and he loves this ball club. And another guy, we talked about Coach Lucas, pillar of the program, same thing with Ben Kolstad, what he does for the players on and off the field, cares about them. And, when he talked with us, he wants them to be leaders once they get out of school and be productive in life, and really cares about that as well as their football skills.
Oh, that on a bad snap through the wickets. Tried to get a punt off. Little yakety sax moment here, and it will be recovered by Wake Forest. You can hear the Benny Hill theme playing in your head. He did everything he could. Best starting field position of the game for Wake Forest.
Marquez Wilbert hustling to jump on the ball.
He's been out there a lot tonight, hasn't he?
Yeah, and he's been really good as well. One of their best players on the defensive end.
Nice throw, but a little out of the reach of Bass Knight. As we mentioned earlier in the game, Anderson led him on a really nice drive late that put him in position to try to win it on a field goal. We've talked about Simmons, and he actually Told Reggie Lucas after the game, I think you should have let him throw for the end zone one more time. Of course, that field goal try was blocked. Tried to go on the ground here with Olu. Nothing doing. Actually, that was Norris. Norris racked up 29 yards rushing in limited action a year ago. Dawson Dilly, one of the tacklers for the Pride. Leesville will have the bye week next week, and then back-to-back home games. Sanderson and Broughton at Inlow, at Athens, and then Gibbons to wrap up the year. It's going to be a tough putt with Sanderson in week 1 of conference play for Leesville. Reggie Lucas looking forward to getting the open week and try to get his team healthy.
Well, it's going to be important just to get a refresh, and you're right, some of these injuries, hopefully guys can rest up and be able to come back after the bye week once conference play starts. So I'll tell you what, just admire the effort and how hard his team is playing tonight.
Anderson almost intercepted. Wanted Pringle out in the flats. A couple of defenders were there, and it was jarred away. Brennan West in the neighborhood. And we've got another cramp. We'll step aside with Leesville leading the Cougars on FNR. Amari Cook coming off. Good to see him walking off. No, we mentioned earlier Millbrook, one of the undefeated teams in the area, along with this Leesville Pride Club, but Millbrook leading Sanderson in that one, 28-10. We saw Millbrook impressive, really defensively, and they've changed up the way they were doing things offensively this year to their personnel.
And rotating 2 quarterbacks. And a lot of young players on their team. Their defense, though, played really well against Garner.
Look at Barnes get free. Talk about making something happen with not a lot of room. And then credit the big guy there, Jaleel Perry. Banged up a little bit in the third, helped his combatant up there. Great show of sportsmanship, but he's been all over the place tonight there, big 58.
He has. I mean, just fighting off double teams, playing hard. He's getting hit on every play. There's only one gear, and that's full speed.
First and 10 after that Air Experts first down. Sonny, 8.5 to go. Leesville, you've got the ball. You're up big. What are you working on here as you head into the bye week?
I think here it's about running the ball, just building that toughness. Your offensive line, your running backs, keep the clock moving. Just try to get drive up front, especially when your opponent knows you're probably going to run it. Just try to make sure you stay healthy and finish this game strong.
No word on the condition of Austin Winslow, the left guard who left the game earlier. They move Reed over to play left guard, and they pull some of the linemen there, go the opposite way with the pass. Evan List, the usual holder on field goals and points after with the reception.
Leesville uses quick screen pass to the outside as part of their offense. Nice play, bringing him down by Ethan Nichols, Wake Forest.
7 minutes, 15 seconds remaining here. Third and long. Now we'll bring up fourth down. Got our Army player of the game still to come here tonight. Might have a hunch who that may be.
Yeah.
I know you were gravely, sadly disappointed that we were not at Gibbons this week, since Jelly Roll was playing the new Lenovo Arena, the Lenovo Center.
I was? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I heard.
From whom?
Madison and I were talking about it earlier. You apparently texted her this week.
I didn't even know
Down
Jelly
in the
Roll
15.
was in town.
Oh, you're lying now.
News to me. Whatever.
You're lying now.
Don't lie to the public.
We'll take a timeout.
Liar.
34-7. Leesville all over the Cougars. Beautiful night. 73, I'll make it 68 degrees. Clear skies here in northern Wake County.
It's for the forecast.
Yep. Leaf Acura. How about this? 463 yards of total offense tonight for Leesville Road through 3 quarters, and the Pride has done a fantastic job. They've taken advantage of the 3 turnovers tonight by the Cougars as well.
And 0 turnovers on their end, so stat line pretty good for Leesville Road. And checks all the boxes they're looking to accomplish here tonight.
Game summary for tonight's game. Leaf Acura in Raleigh bringing it to you. Back up is Owen McNair for the Cougars. He's in the game. 5'11", 175-pound junior. It's going to be a first down.
For Wake Forest here, with the unit in the ball game, you just want to try to finish this game the right way, play hard, get some valuable reps here, try to get a drive going for the Cougars. You'll have the bye week next week to get refreshed before you head into conference play.
Over the top, nice reception made by Pringle. What a throw by McNair, but they're going to say out of bounds.
McNair finds his guy, good throw over the top. One-on-one coverage. It's not able to stay in bounds. But I like how this offense with McNair and Joe Anderson have both shown their arm talent when they've had long, deep passing plays.
.505 remaining. Nice run here. It's a good carry coming from Ahmad Mayo.
Mayo got some tough physical yards, taking a big hit, continuing to move forward. Good carry from the senior.
Mayo again around the right side, moves the chains. Stopped at midfield. You know, Sonny, we were marveling at it when Madison and I were walking in, and she was talking about your desire to go see Jelly Roll at the Lenovo tonight.
That's a lie.
But, you know, we were walking in. And, you know, they did work a few years ago in this stadium. Wake Forest had to play every one of their games that year away from here.
Right.
And it just looks fantastic. They've kept that classic look and updated it. It's really excellent.
I mean, the first thought when you come into the stadium is just wow. And the size of it and just the facilities, great place to play and watch a ball game.
Another deep ball, and it's knocked away. Good defensive play there. They wanted Pringle on the fly. And that was a play that was well defended there by Jonah Whitaker, freshman. Good to see some of these young guys get in here, Sonny, and get some reps.
Yeah, for everybody to get playing time. You work so hard in the offseason during the week. It's all to get an opportunity on Friday night. And it's good to see everybody get a chance to get in this ball game.
Mayo with some good running. He showed the burst on 2nd and 10.
He's getting some carries here on the drive and taking advantage of it. And you're right, that explosiveness from Mayo gets the handoff from McNair right up the middle of the offensive line, getting good push, creating a hole, does the rest.
Mayo, big body, huh? Senior with a little bit of run here in the 4th. 3.5 remaining. Cook back in after the cramp. And he carves his way for a first down as they move the chains for air experts. That's going to be an interception, the 4th turnover tonight. The ball is picked, and this could be a pick 6, and it was taken out of the air, and it'll be Matthews' interception and the pick 6. An Original Grills pick 6. Nice job there by Will Matthews, the freshman. Original Grills, elevate your grill game. 47. Our count.
Matthews going back in coverage, sitting in his zone there, comes off his man to make the play. And then the freshman once more zigging and zagging, going left to right and finding a way just to get inside to finish in the end zone.
There'll be an illegal substitution. 2 minutes, 47 seconds remaining in the 4th. And always coaching Reggie Lucas. Here comes a flag. Another high snap, and that's going to cause List to run and be dropped.
Extra point is no good. 2:47 left. Wait for it, 7. Leesville, 40.
So the extra point try no good. But when you look at Leesville, this marks the 4th time in 5 games they have scored 40 or better.
They're playing at a high level right now, and the offense finding a way, and the defense contributes here with the interception for the touchdown.
4 takeaways, giving him 15 on the season. And they've got now 10 interceptions on the year.
And they're a difficult team to beat because there's no weaknesses, and they don't beat themselves. Then they turn you over. So they're riding high right now, and those turnovers have been a big factor.
So, Sonny, when you look at the upcoming bye week for both these teams before you start conference play, we've chronicled what Wake Forest needs to do as far as getting healthy. But if you're looking at it from a schematic standpoint, what do you think Reggie Lucas and company can reinstitute or emphasize or maybe make some changes to as they enter conference play?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, like you said, just get healthy, get refreshed, and kind of get a restart after the bye week. And I think it depends on your health, because if guys are still out, it's hard to, kind of change things up or do, on defensive end, do a lot of blitzes. Like, you want to try to keep things simple, go back to the basics, and just try to build on that foundation.
NC safe kickoff results in a flag. All right, let's talk about Leesville now. Undefeated, 5-0. 40 points in 4 of their 5 games. They've got a defense that tonight is going to bring down that average, it would appear, if this holds. They only allowed 7. They've scored 40 unanswered here tonight, but when you look at it, they run to the ball well on defense. Goldston is savvy on offense. And after the play, I want to find out what you think they've got to work on as they go to the back half of their season. Not a whole lot there as far as running room goes. The defense swarms to the ball, and Mayo can't get anything. He loses a yard, in fact.
Well, it's interesting because during the week when we talked to both coaches, and Coach Kolstad talked with us about protecting the football and not giving up the big play. Those were his keys. And I think for Leesville Road, you want to continue that ball security that they've shown tonight and obviously continue to create turnovers. But as long as you protect the ball and then you don't limit, or then you limit the big plays, you're going to have a chance. So I think for them, I haven't seen any weaknesses. I would say, for the defense, just try to keep everything in front. And then on offense, if you can run the ball consistently, continue to develop that offensive line, you've seen this veteran passing attack take over. So continue to work on the running game, and for the defense, just try to keep everything in front, swarm to the ball, which we've seen tonight.
Got to think, Sonny, that after the open week for Leesville, Sanderson, last we saw they were down. Broughton, who is winning tonight at Wakefield, and then Inlow and Athens Drive. This could all lead to a really special year in getting to Cardinal Gibbons at home at the end of the year. A lot of football to be played, but you got to like the way that they may have it laid out before them in the league.
Well, they'll take it week by week. Looking ahead, though, that will be a huge matchup. No matter what happens, till that point with Gibbons and Leesville, that's going to be one of the big games closing out the regular season.
Air Experts, first down there. Air Experts, heating, cooling, and plumbing. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com. First and 10 with the ball at the 43. It's the first time under Reggie Lucas that this is a Cougar team coming in averaging a deficit in points allowed versus points given. Usually they're plus in that margin, but they're -8 coming in here, and a lot of that is the injury to Simmons and the injuries overall. 2 more left the game tonight injured and did not return. But what a night for Leesville Road. They will remain undefeated, send Wake Forest to 1-4, and avenge last year's double overtime heartbreak at home to the Cougars. Goldston for Leesville tonight, a huge one. 23 out of 34 for 289 yards and 3 touchdowns. And I have a feeling we're going to hear from him here in just a little bit with Madison.
Goldston had a huge ball game, and just the leadership abilities, you could really see him take over this game tonight.
Let's take a timeout. We'll come back, get a final thought or two from Sonny. Madison will be on the field for our player of the game and Friday Night Rivals trophy presentation. So stay with us. A little more business to conduct here. It's Papa John's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Arthritis Knee Pain Centers. All Pride here tonight as they score 40 unanswered to move to 5-0. Here's Madison.
What a win by the Leesville Road Pride. Coach, this was another huge win for your team. What is it about this team that's working right now?
We just worked really hard in the offseason. We play together. We play for each other. We love each other, and we showed it tonight.
Clearly a lot of momentum as you enter conference play next week. How do you build on this win moving forward?
Yeah, just 1 week at a time. We got a bye week next week. We're going to work really hard and get ready for Sanderson.
Well, once again, congratulations. I'm going to give this to the captain of the team. Congratulations.
That's Shaw, who had a huge night. Christian Shaw with a fumble recovery after he got the strip. And a big night tonight, as we mentioned, Goldston with 289 yards and 3 touchdowns. Impressive evening here tonight for Leesville. Sonny, who moves to 5-0.
Well, Leesville Road, with the bye week coming up, you get your rest, and then they're looking to have a big finish to the rest of the season. And for Wake Forest, they'll be back after their bye week getting ready for conference play.
All of us would like to take a moment to thank the wonderful folks at Papa John's Arthritis Knee Pain Centers and Tatum and Atkinson, who make these games possible for viewers at home. We also like to thank our other great supporters for their contributions to our Friday Night Rivals telecast: United States Army, Original Grills, United States Marine Corps, Air Experts Heating, Cooling and Plumbing, Leaf Acura, NC Safe, UNC, Publix, and NC DHHS. And we'd like to thank tonight's participating schools and their administrators for their support, Leesville Road, and our host, Wake Forest. Tune in next week when the Cary Imps take on the Apex Cougars, another edition of FNR. For Jay Sonhalter and Madison Little, I'm Patrick Johnson. Thanks for watching. Leesville 5-0 as they get the victory tonight over Wake Forest. So long from Northern Wake County.